Incessant rainfall has wreaked havoc across the country and affected the general lives as rivers have swelled, inundating many structures, while 4 highways have been obstructed by rain-triggered landslides. As rain continues in many parts, the risk of flood and landslide continues, and we urge all members of public to maintain maximum precautions. Good evening, I'm Sarah Chitrakar, and these are the headlines of the hour. Home Minister Narankaji Shrestha says action will be taken against guilty in the gold smuggling case. Opposition CPN-UML stays firm in its demand for the formation of a high-level probe committee. General lives crippled as incessant rainfall wreaks havoc across the country, including the capital. 2 deaths reported, 5 still missing. Settlements around the capital inundated. Rapid pesticide residue units across all provinces stop operations, citing lack of budget. Authorities yet to take initiatives despite this risk posed on public's health. And Machindra Club begins its AFC Cup playoff campaign with a 3-2 win against Bhutan's Paro FC. Will see India's Mohan Bagan in the second playoff. The main opposition, CPN-UML, has obstructed the parliament even after the Minister for Home Affairs, Narankaji Shrestha, furnished his answers regarding the 1 quintal gold scandal. Today's meeting of the House of Representatives has been adjourned amid UML's obstruction. CPN-UML, that has been demanding a high-level investigation committee to probe the gold scandal, has maintained obstruction at the parliament, saying it is unconvinced with the Home Minister's answers. The main opposition, while obstructing the parliament, also alleged of a possible involvement of the Home Minister and the Finance Minister in the gold scandal. Answering the questions raised at the parliament, Home Minister Shrestha said that the CIB of Nepal Police must be given the required time to conduct their investigations on the scandal. He urged the main opposition to allow the investigations to be conducted and raise questions if they had doubts. Minister Shrestha had pledged to review the Tribhuvan International Airport security and take actions against those involved in smuggling the gold. He said that actions would be taken against leaders as well if they are found guilty. Meanwhile, lawmakers of the ruling coalition blamed the main opposition for delaying issues of public concerns by obstructing the parliament. Lawmakers of other parties said that the parliament had been greatly influenced by 3 main parties. The meeting of the House of Representatives has remained obstructed since 26th of July. The next meeting has been called for 1 p.m. tomorrow. All eyes are on the Central Investigation Bureau of Nepal Police CIB as it moves ahead with the investigation into the 100 kg of gold smuggling. The Department of Revenue investigation, before handing the case to the Bureau, had arrested 18 individuals, including foreign nationals, and the Bureau now has 40 days of the 60 days remaining to conclude the probe. Apart from Rukmina Subba, who was granted bail for health reasons, the department has handed over 17 of the other arrested to the Bureau for further probe. The Department of Revenue investigation suggested that the Chinese network that runs the gold racket in Nepal is large. Belgian national with Chinese origins, Dawa Chiring, who was the last among 18 to be arrested, has been identified as the main leader so far. Indian national with Chinese origin, Thupten, who was arrested before Dawa, reportedly made the arrangements with airport staff for smuggling. Likewise, the department's investigation revealed the involvement of Harka Rai and Rajendra Rai, agent at the customs, who helped with the management of the vehicles and scooters. Rajendra Rai was also reportedly the one who suggested registering the Ready Trade Company that would import brake shoe with gold. Thupten, meanwhile, previously had already served 3 years in jail for smuggling rhino horns. Likewise, Chinese national Lin, who was arrested from the Tribhuvan International Airport, was responsible for transferring the gold to a store in Tokha. The Department of Revenue investigation has suspected involvement of more Chinese nationals. It may be recalled that gold concealed in electronic cigarettes and vapes had been confiscated from Tribhuvan International Airport some time back with the involvement of Chinese nationals. The CIB has suspected the same network may be behind the current 100 kg gold smuggling case. Among many questions that now remain are whether any Nepali national led the operation from Nepal's side. Floods, landslides and inundation have been reported from across the country following incessant rainfall. One person has died in a landslide in Makwanpur's Sikre, while 5 are still missing. Another death has been reported in Rautahat due to flood. A few hydropower projects in Sikre, Dobhan have also been buried in landslide. Locals have been relocated to safer locations. Elsewhere, the water levels have risen in Karnali River. Similar scenario has been seen in Bardia's Babai River as the local administration issued a notice to locals to stay on high alert. Koshi River has also swollen as the Koshi barrage has a reported of water flow of 187,875 cusecs per second. 22 of the 56 doors in the barrage have been opened and a red alert warning has been issued. Locals in Hanuman Nagar, Kankalini Municipality and Tilathi Koiladi Rural Municipality have been urged to stay alert for potential flooding. In Kanchanpur's northern region, 4 women who were stranded in the flood caused by swollen Siali and Odali rivers have been rescued. Landslide has obstructed movements in Bhimdatta Highway. Vehicles that were headed to and from Kathmandu and Sudur Pashchim region and Tarai have also been stranded along highways. The Muglin Narangad road section has been only partially operating following landslide. A part in the Damoli Dumre road section along Prithvi Highway caved in, obstructing vehicular movements, as local police say it will take time for operation of the road section to resume. Likewise, the Kanti-Lokpath and Madan Bhandari highway that connect Hetauda with Kathmandu have also been obstructed. Elsewhere in Dang, Ghorahi-Lamahi road section has been obstructed due to landslide. 4 highways have been completely inoperational due to flood and landslides. General lives in Kathmandu have been affected due to incessant rainfall, as many places have been inundated as rivers like Bagmati, Manohara, Rudramati swelled up. Anamnagar area has been flooded as water levels in Dhobi Khola went up dramatically. Houses, schools and shops around Naya Bus Park area had been inundated by water from Bishnumati River. The Samakhusi area, parts in Balwatar, Kapan, Bauda, Thapathali and Balku had also been flooded. Vehicular movements had been obstructed and pedestrians had faced a difficulty moving around within the capital as roads were flooded. Hanumante, Manohara, Godavari and Nakhu rivers in Lalitpur had also swollen up. The government has established a rapid bioassay pesticide residue unit in 7 of the biggest vegetable markets in the country with adequate number of skilled human resource. However, testing of vegetables have stopped since 28th of July after the government reduced the budget for the units that have been in operation since 9 years. This has put the health of the general public at risk. Fruits and vegetables in Chapa's Birtamod wholesale market come from eastern Nepal and India that have been tested for the past 6 years in a laboratory. 2 skilled staff have been provided to run the laboratory, which has stopped operation 2 weeks, saying that the government had cut down on their salaries and allowances and had failed to provide kits in the pretext of economic crisis. The officials at Agro Market Management Committee have urged for the resumption of the laboratory considering the threat of vegetables and fruits containing pesticide residues. The Consumer Rights Forum has also corresponded with the Ministry of Agriculture in this regard. Meanwhile, the Chief District Officer says he is unaware of the existence of such laboratory and the reason it stopped operation. Government officials say the testing have stopped as the lab staff had to be called back due to lack of budget. The budget cut down has also halted operation in laboratories in Kathmandu's Kalimati, Birtamod, Butwal, Lalbandi, Pokhara, Nepalganj and Ataria vegetable markets. In our Public Voice segment, today we have asked in several provinces regarding ways to ease public access to food. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
सुपथ मूल्य पसल सञ्चालन गरी होम डेलिभरीको सेवा मार्फत खाद्यान्न उपलब्ध सहज रूपमा गराउन सकिन्छ।
स्थानीय बालीहरू जुन छ त्यसलाई बाहिर अन्यत्र नपठाएर यहीँको स्थानीय लोकल खाद्यहरू चाहिँ प्रयोग गर्नुपर्छ।
स्थानीय तहले स्थानीय स्तरमा बाँझो रहेको जमिनमा चाहिँ उत्पादनसँग जोड्नु चाहिँ प्रमुख भूमिका देखिन्छ।
इन्डियामा चाइनाबाट आश्रित छौँ, अब यहीँ गर्न सक्यो भने त कति खेतहरू बाँझै नै छ, युवाहरू त्यतिकै विदेश गइरहेछ।
अन्न बालीहरू हामी आफ्नै देशमा उत्पादन गरेर त्यो विदेशमा जाने पुँजी पनि हामी रोक्न सक्थ्यौँ।
सरकारले यहाँ उपलब्धि गराउनु पर्यो सबै कुरा कि हामीलाई बाहिर नजानु पर्यो।
गभर्नमेन्टले सहज तरिकाले जनतामा राहत दिने गरी काम होस्।
स्थानीय पालिकाहरूले चाहिँ बजार अनुगमनदेखि लिएर बजारमा चाहिँ निगरानी बढाउनु पर्ला।
बिउ बिजन र तपाईको मल खाद चाहिँ सही रेटमा अनि सही समयमा चाहिँ बाँड्ने काम गरिदिनु पर्यो।
दुर्गम क्षेत्रमा पनि यसको सहजीकरण गरिदिनु पर्यो।
किसानको चाहिँ उत्पादनका मूल्य निर्धारण गरेर त्यो बिचौलियाहरूको हातमा खाद्यान्न जानुबाट रोक्नलाई सरकारले पहल गर्नु पर्यो।
The country's trade deficit in the previous fiscal year stood at 1,454 billion rupees as 11.11 billion rupees has been spent on import of cosmetic items alone. Nepal had imported cosmetics worth 11.11 billion rupees last fiscal year. Perfumes worth 350 million rupees, lipstick worth 360 million and cosmetics for eyes worth 190 billion have been imported. Likewise, body lotion worth 460 million rupees and a shampoo worth 630 million have been imported. 820 million rupees has been spent on import of hair color, oil, cream and conditioner. The cosmetics are imported from India as well as the world's richest countries, Luxembourg, Qatar, Japan, Kuwait, the USA and France, among others. Meanwhile, the government lacks the ability to test the quality of cosmetics that are imported. The country had imported goods worth 1,611 billion rupees from 171 countries last fiscal. According to data, the country imports more than 8,700 types of goods. Nepal has been spending the amount equivalent to the country's annual budget in importing goods, while export has been limited to 157 billion rupees. Time now for our segment, Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
Before that, let's take a look at the result from yesterday's poll. Yesterday, we had asked, why has the problem of garbage management in big cities not resolved? 34% voted for A, lack of coordination, 49% for B, leadership without plans, and 17% for C, lack of public awareness. And here's today's question. What's your take on the dissatisfaction over the bill related to Federal Education Act? Your options are A, does not meet a vested interest, B, bill is against the sentiment of federalism, and C, protest for the sake of protest. Voting is on. Type any WS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Time now for sports update.
Sports news.
Machinra Football Club have entered into the second round of the AFC Cup qualifier playoffs, defeating Bhutan's Paro FC 3-2 in the match held in Dashrath Stadium in the capital. Machinra made a comeback after being 1-0 down. Nepal's custodian Bishal Shrestha, in an attempt to save the ball, had given a goal to Paro in the 88th minute. However, Bimal Gharti Magar headed across by youth winger Ayush Khalan 4 minutes later to equalize. Ayush took Machindra's lead to 2-1 3 minutes later, utilizing Bimal's pass. Afiz Olawale found the net in the 39th minute to give Machindra 3-1 lead before half-time. In the 71st minute, Paro FC's Ivan Asante scored to cut the deficit to 3-2. However, Paro FC could not find the net after that, giving Machindra the victory. Machindra will now play against India's Mohan Bagan on 16th of August. This is the first time Machindra FC have entered into the second round of the AFC Cup qualifier playoff, having lost to Sri Lanka's Blue Star in home ground the last time. That's all for the moment. Thank you for watching. Good night.